Who wins, Luke Rockhold or Yoel Romero? If you'd like to know my opinion, stay tuned and watch this short video. If you want to master MMA fundamentals, check out my instructional called MMA Essential Lessons. In it you can learn about clinch takedowns, boxing, grappling, Muay Thai, ground and pound, Thai and puppet master clinch, escapes from inferior positions, and shooting takedowns. Check out the link in the description below. Hi, my name is Mark Leichner from MMAcoach.net, where we teach coaches, fighters and enthusiasts how to train smart and not just hard. And in today's video, I'll be analyzing the upcoming fight between Luke Rockhold and Yoel Romero. Now, this is a very interesting fight for me. It's as interesting as Luke Rockhold versus Robert Whittaker. So these guys are fighting for the interim title. Now, on one hand, we have Luke Rockhold, who has trained with top guys like Cain Velasquez, Khabib Nurmagomedov and Daniel Cormier. He's a very good wrestler. He has a very good ground game, especially top game, very hard to control on if you take him down, and has very good kicks. Now, on the other hand, we have Yoel Romero. Now, he's a very special fighter. He's one of those guys that has tremendous explosion. He can explode, he can cover distance, he can kick, punch very fast, and not many guys can do that. And this is a very dangerous trait. He is not as good technically as Luke Rockhold is. But fighters that are better technically don't always win fights. And this is something to remember. Yoel Romero has proved it many times. He has beaten fighters that were technically better than him, where he utilized his tremendous explosion to knock them out. For example, he knocked out Chris Weidman, who in my opinion is better technically, has better boxing, better grappling, not better wrestling, but still overall has a better game. And he did a fine job in the beginning, yet he was caught. So, what are the keys to victory? For Yoel Romero, it is to conserve energy and explode only at certain times, which is what he's basically doing in all his fights. And with every fight, he's getting better and better at conserving energy. It happened to him that he ran out of gas. That happened with Tim Kennedy. Tim Kennedy almost won that fight. It was a controversial fight where Yoel Romero spent more time in between rounds on the stool than he's supposed to. Like, you only have 1 minute in between rounds, and he spent more. It was very controversial, and for a high-level athlete like Romero, any extra seconds that you give him for recovery can make a large impact, which it did in that fight. And he was able to recover and win over Tim Kennedy. Now, he should conserve energy, he should explode at certain times, and he should not overcommit himself if he doesn't see an opportunity to finish the fight. If he, for example, clips Rockhold with something, I don't know, a knee, a punch, or whatever, a kick, he can go in for the finish. It will be very difficult for Romero to take Luke Rockhold down. He can, I think he can, but to keep him down, I don't think so. I don't think anybody has ever kept Luke Rockhold down in fights. I don't know if Cain Velasquez or DC have done it, but I've never seen him I've never seen Luke Rockhold, taken down and kept on the ground. Never. So I don't think that will happen. Romero couldn't keep Robert Whittaker down. Now, I'm not saying that Robert Whittaker doesn't have good stand-ups. I think he has very good stand-ups, great stand-ups. But Luke Rockhold maybe has even better stand-ups than Robert Whittaker. I'm not sure, but at least the same, and I'm not... Yoel Romero is not, keeping him down. So he has to be very careful how he expends his energy. Takedowns are okay, but if he does that too much, if Luke Rockhold starts standing up, he's going to exert himself and he's going to be an easier target later on for Luke Rockhold. Keys to victory for Luke Rockhold. He has to take the fight to Yoel Romero. What does that mean? Whenever you have those guys that can really explode well, you have to get them tired. It's a general rule that very explosive people don't have that much stamina. And this can be explained physiologically because they have large number of fast twitch fibers which are not very endurable. I have to say there are examples of people that are very explosive plus very endurable, but there are not a lot of those. One example is Fedor Emelianenko. He's both very explosive and endurable. But in general, most people that are highly explosive don't have a lot of endurance. Now, Rockhold has to take the fight to Romero. He has to get him tired in order to win. That can be done in two ways. The first way is him kicking a lot, preferably to the body, and trying to leave Romero out of breath. And also, those kicks can make Romero come to Rockhold to take him down if he doesn't feel like he can fight him at long distance. Then Luke Rockhold said that now he's in my world, even if he takes me down, he doesn't know what he's getting himself into, which might be the case. Rockhold is phenomenal on the ground. He has one of the best top games of in all of MMA. It's amazing. I don't know if anybody has, when they have Luke Rockhold on top of them, I don't know if anybody has got up or if anybody has survived. So Rockhold has great mount, great back mount, cannot keep, you cannot get him off yourself. He's gonna finish you, and it's gonna probably what's gonna happen if they get on the ground. But Romero is very explosive. He has to get tired. He can probably escape to Rockhold on the ground if he has enough juice. If not, it's going to be very difficult. Now, the second way is for Rockhold to come and clinch with Romero, like get a few punches in and then clinch. He's not going to win those clinching exchanges, at least not in the beginning, because Romero is too good in the clinch. But the goal is to get him tired, and then when his energy levels are low, then he can basically do whatever he wants with him. Luke Rockhold is not going to tire out. That's not going to happen. What I am worried about with Luke Rockhold is that he sometimes has slow starts. That happened in his last fight with David Branch. David Branch was basically winning that fight in the beginning. Luke Rockhold seems kind of like he's sleeping in the first few minutes of the fight, which can be extremely dangerous with a guy like Romero. I hope he doesn't underestimate Romero like he did Bisping in the second fight, which was highly unprofessional, because even if you won against that guy in a spectacular fashion, which he did in the first fight, you cannot count him out in the second fight. You cannot count anybody out in the UFC. There are no easy fights. Really, no easy fights. So that's what happened. I hope he doesn't underestimate Romero, so we can have a really great fight and we can see those top guys competing against each other. Yeah, one more thing. Rockhold has to be careful when he engages, if he wants to get close to Romero. Yeah, he can punch, he can get the clinch, but Romero is very dangerous. And if you want to push the explosive guy, to play your game, you have to be careful how you're entering, because he can clip you. So there are a lot of dangers to Rockhold, but there are a lot of pluses to him as well. There are a lot of dangers to Romero as well, so it goes both ways. Who will win?
Many MMA champions use ground and pound as their go-to strategy. If you want to learn how to do it properly, check out my Total Ground and Pound Blueprint Instructional. The link is in the description.
Who will win? I don't know. I don't really know. I cannot say for sure, because how can you count out any of these guys? It's difficult. So I told you what I think. What are the keys to victories to both fighters? What do you think? Who will win and why? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, like it and share it, and you can also subscribe to my channel. And if you like a more in-depth MMA training, check out my instructionals. My name is Mark Leichner from MMAcoach.net, and I will see you again very soon.